Alright, let's, I got some time tonight. Ooh, this is heavy. Do a little deck building. I don't play TCGs anymore, I don't really got the money for it. So I play LCGs. Well, an LCG. This is Game of Thrones. Doing the Night's Watch. Gonna lay this on the floor, take another video in a second. Okay, so I'm just gonna go quickly over how to play this game because I guarantee like 99.9% of this audience that's watching this is not gonna even understand what's going on here. So like I was saying before, this is an LCG. You can see the big box. This is just half the cards. There's another Game of Thrones box up there with the other half, and you get 3 of every card in a booster pack, and it's not randomized. So even Steven can't complain somebody's buying the win. It's like a lot of other card games. So there we put the faction I'm playing. Here we put an agenda, so you could play a second faction, but you could like mix the factions, but you couldn't have, see this little banner down here? That means this could only go with the Night Watch. If you splash something else in, you can't play cards from that other faction with this little ribbon. Something like this, you could play in another deck, as long as you're splashing in the Night Watch. So I'll show you what I mean by splash. So here's what I showed you on like sleeved up. If you flip it on the other side, it says you can include non-loyal Night Watch characters in your cards in your deck. You must include at least 12 cards in your deck. So if I was going to play another flag, I could throw down this beside it as the agenda and then play some Night Watch cards in it. But we're playing pure Night Watch, so because that's the case, we're going to be playing another agenda. This is called Kings of Winter. I can't include summer plot cards in my deck. Reduce the reserve value, which is the hand limit, by on the each player's plot by 1. And we'll have winter plot card revealed. The number of gold each opponent receives is reduced by 1. So what's a plot? A plot card is this. So here's how much gold you get. This is how you're going to be playing things like characters. There's a gold cost or events. So this is a freebie. This number here is kind of the priority. See, in this game, both players take the turn at the same time for each phase. So for the draw phase, you're both drawing at the same time. For the plot phase, you're both revealing your plots at the same time. So I'm most likely going to go second. The higher the number, the faster you go. But I'm playing a defensive deck here, playing Night's Watch, so me going second is not a big deal. And then this is claim. So this is where things get complicated. I'm going to grab somebody with a triple icon up here. I don't have anybody with a triple icon? Oh. Okay, well, we'll just, we're going to grab you and you. So, the way this game works is like, these represent the different challenges a character can do. So let's say, so instead of like in card games you attack with something once, you're able to kind of divide your attacks up and attack like up to 3 times. Some cards will let you attack even more times, but if I had this guy out, I could declare a military or power challenge. So military, I turn them. Me and my opponent will compare how many times. They'd have to have another matching symbol, so we'll say a mirror matching here. And they play that to defend. Well, my 4 beats their 1. So then, because it's a military challenge, they have to kill a character. Not means physically kill. It doesn't go to their discard pile. There's a special pile in Game of Thrones called kill. And if they had a symbol like that, that means it's a unique character. They wouldn't be able to play that character again for the rest of the game, unless they had a way of getting that character out of the dead pile, which is not easy. The next kind of challenge would be a power challenge. Intrigue challenge. And what intrigue does is, if you win the challenge, they have to discard a card from their hand. And the final one would be a power challenge. Game of Thrones, to win the game, you have to have 15 power on your faction. Well, not on your faction card. You have to have 15 power total. There's other ways of getting power. Like some characters will have keywords that let them keep power on themselves. You'll add up that character's power with your flag power. And that's how you do power. If somebody, let's say, decides, well, how I said, well, what's the point of opposing this challenge if you know this person's gonna win? Well, if I would just let's say I'm the opponent and my opponent just lets us go through, not only do they have to kill something, but I'm also gonna gain one power. So it's kind of interesting. It's kind of a cat and mouse game. But sometimes, let's say I attacked with everything and I had no way to defend myself, and they had a second character out. Well, they could always choose to kill this character, and then they could do a military of their own, and then I'd have to choose one of my characters to kill. Like it is an interesting game because like I said, both players take the phase at the same time. So even though I'm attacking first, after I'm done attacking with everything, they have a chance to attack me back. So you have to be careful on what your selection is, and you also need to watch your icons here. Let's take a quick look at that plot deck again. So this number here is how much of a reward you get for winning a challenge. So remember that military challenge I said? Well, if I won a military challenge, because they're gonna kill one character because of this number here. But some plots have a 2, so if I had won this military challenge, he would have had to kill 2 characters. He would have to discard 2 from his hand if I won an intrigue, and I would get 2 power if that was a power challenge. So Valamagules, it gives me low gold, low priority, and then low. I get no claim actually. So this one's low. There are some things that could increase that number. There's stuff to increase claim too, but generally having 0 claims is kind of bad. It just kills all characters, so it's kind of like a border set. This number here I didn't even talk about. This is your hand limit, like I was saying before. So at the end of the player's turns, I had to discard down to this. The 5's not bad. The 4's okay. Like honestly, you can go through a lot of your cards. 7's obviously great. This is a pretty decent, well balanced card because it's a 4/4 to 1. But I'm not here to kind of like I do like briefly going over the rules. I'm not going to go over too much more, much to people's dismay. Anyway, some things I want to change about this deck is the Fire That Burns. I think is just absolute garbage. Like this one, they don't kneel and they're declared as defender. Yeah, 4's only decent for gold 6, but I get 0 anything. And they don't kneel on the defender. Like, yeah, I can counterattack, but what am I really getting out of that? Maybe this card's better. I don't have all the expansions. Maybe it's better later on, but 7. The plot deck limit 1, it's winter, but even though it's winter, I don't like it. I'm also probably going to replace this card here, because even though it has decent stats, if I win initiative, I choose the opponent to be the first player. There are other winter plots that will give me, there are winter plots that will give me a 2 claim, and maybe like 1 less gold, but to me, like this one's just not worth it for the agenda I'm playing. Okay, so something else that I think is hilarious about this deck was Ghost. I'm not going to bother reading these effects. It's just Ghost is obviously not a weapon. And Little Birds. I did this because I don't have very many eyeballs on these guys, those intrigue icons. Well, guess what I discovered when I was playtesting this deck? I'm like, oh, okay, this cannot have a weapon. No attachments except weapon. No attachments except weapon. I'm pretty sure we had somebody over here. Yeah, no attachments except weapons. So this and this is literally doing nothing for this deck. I really like this card here, a meager contribution. So after opponent collects income, move 1 gold from that player's to your own. That's really good with this. That means you could potentially cheat them out of 2 gold in 1 turn. It's not by a card effect. It's literally when they collect their gold from revealing their plot. So I'm going to be putting another one in there. I'm playing a ranger deck. This guy's a builder, but this guy's pretty good. Oh no, not him. Sorry. It's I think it's this guy here. No attachments. Again, no attachments to that weapon. I can discard a card from my hand to gain 1 gold. But he doesn't have that intrigue icon. So we're going to be looking for some intrigue icons in my little card bin over here. Because there's some neutral cards here that can be played in any deck. But there's also the Night's Watch over here. I just lead everything because I just think in an LCG it's kind of... There's rarely trash in this. Like in a TCG... Usually in a set, there's only going to be like 2 good cards. There's a lot of people don't understand, like people who buy sets, buy booster packs trying to rip a good card, is that they're trying to chase the 1 or 2 good cards that are super rare, super expensive. It'd be cheaper just to buy the cards first off, and second off, A lot of the stuff you're getting is just garbage, just filler garbage. So LCGs, you're only getting like 2 cards per pack, but you're getting 3 copies of each, and they're usually good, and they have to be, they'll help change the deck style or whatever. But anyways, I'm gonna try to find some more eyeballs and take out these things doing nothing. I might take this card out. I definitely did put another one of this, and I'm surprised I only have 2. What's this card do? Wait for this into focus. Come on. After characters... Oh, yeah, it's a good card. Okay, so hold on a second. I'll show you my changes after. Okay, so we put in 2 of these for the Ghost. Let's see, there we go. So it just pretty much just gives +2 in a challenge and makes it immune to abilities. But just being +2. The thing is, guys, in this game, if it doesn't say terminal, it returns back to your hand. So if somebody gets rid of the character, discards the character, it's not like I lose this equip. It actually just goes back into my hand. So it's not a -1. Now this card here says terminal, but as you can see, attached character not be declared as an attacker. You can put this on your opponent's card. So they straight not being able to attack with the character is pretty huge. I put in 2 of these long claws. So I already had 1, but I put in a second one because this deck is about rushing. I want to get as much victory points as I can. Victory points is power, like I explained before. I believe I put another Castle Black, another wall in. I did have 3 mirror contributions. I just put it in a different area. I don't necessarily think I put anything new in here for these events. I added another Sam. I added this guy. Think, yeah, to challenge which your defending player. Near your faction card, I can pretty much put him into play from my hand without paying gold, which is good. It's a nice surprise. It's too where, like I said, I'm trying to go for a ranger build here. I ended up taking out that one guy. Let me discard a card to gain a gold because I get a lot of gold in this deck, so I thought that was a little redundant. Don't know if I did anything else with these characters necessarily, just these 2. The plots, I ended up changing Valor Morghulis, what I showed you before. I ended up taking it for this wall first of all because it gives me more gold, gives me higher priority, and I was trying to be cute because Craster is immune to omens, which Valor Morghulis is, but I was like, it's really not worth it because I ended up rushing my wife really quickly. I have 2 of these things I always had 2 of these things originally in the deck. That gives me the end of the challenges phase that there is no summer plot in play. Gain 2 power for your faction. Really good, especially with the gold it gives. I just love this card. What did I put in? Yeah, this is one of the cards I put in. So each character with strength 2 or lower cannot stand. It's a winner plot. So guess what? The only card that has 1 strength would be this dude right here. Everything else is strength 3 or higher. So it seemed like a good card for my deck. And yeah, I took out that 1 card I said I was going to take out for this winter. Plain Jade, just 1 gold less, really. I think that's like the only difference. Maybe it's the reserve is a little lower. I don't remember. But yeah, maybe I'll show us playing a game sometime. But that's pretty much what I do with my free time at night. This dog is worn out. I'll talk to you guys later.